Welcome, ballers, babes who love box scores, and bench warmers. This is Femme Playbook, the only sports podcast that covers triple doubles and thirst traps. I'm Liv, your host, coach, and unapologetically queer commentator with big opinions and an even bigger crush on Paige Bakers. Y'all, I have to preface before we get too into this. It's definitely not going to be a full 60 minutes today because I got locked out of the studio and now I'm just in a bad mood. So let me put that on the air because I was up here, I was ready to go, and then the studio got locked, so I had to go downstairs. So it's probably only gonna be about 45-50 minutes. So sorry, y'all. But I'm in a grumpy mood, and I'm so sorry. But it's probably gonna get worse because I got a lot to talk about. Actually, today's we got some good updates today. So it should be pretty good. But who knows, y'all? Literally, who knows? Anyway, life update. Y'all, wait, this is actually kind of a big one. So I deleted Tinder and Hinge, and that has been a topic of discussion a handful of times on this podcast. If you listen religiously, if you do, big ups to you if you listen religiously, but see, I'm stuttering and stuff. It's rough. It's rough out here, y'all. But yeah, Tinder and Hinge is a constant conversation here, and I gave it up, and we're on tonight will be day 4, and that's big for me because unfortunately my gay self seeks validation from other women, and I need to stop doing that because we're in our self-love era, y'all. It's all about self-love or whatever, y'all. So I actually made a sign in my dorm, and I put a sticky note, which it sounds wasteful, but once I get to the double digits, I'll start reusing sticky notes, y'all, I promise. I'm gay. I'm all about that. So, ooh, I just hit that. Whoops. So, yeah, that's happening in my life right now. Some nights I feel what am I going to do? But I literally, have friends. So why do I feel like I need to be talking to people that aren't my friends? I don't need all that. So watch out, y'all, because I'm in my self-love era. Y'all ain't ready for how cocky I'm about to get about literally everything. Y'all already thought I was cocky and confident. It's about to get so much worse. Give it 2 months. I'm starting to realize that I won't have radio over the summer, and it's kind of devastating me because I just started my radio show, which I have so much fun with. If you don't listen, you should. It's Sundays from 8 to 9. It's a good little, I would say it's a good, chillax, show, but it's not. My playlists are, quite intense, actually. So, if you want, a nice little bedtime story, you should definitely listen to Beyond the Night Radio, because that's definitely what you're going to get. It's definitely not, hyper intense at all. But yeah, I'm gonna be missing this. I mean, of course she'll be back in August, but I'm gonna miss writing my little podcast episodes. The update episode's about to go freaking crazy. The first show I have back in August, that's gonna go so hard because literally I was home for break for a month, and I had so much to say when I got back for my podcast that it bled into 2 episodes. It's going to be 5 episodes before I catch up, especially because in the summertime, it's the All-Star game for the WNBA. So that's a big one. That is going to take me a really long time to talk about. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, the March Madness is happening right now. The draft will happen by then. The whole entire WNBA season. I will literally, not be recording for any of that, which is insane. So, yeah. I'm going to be, what else? Oh, God, what others? It doesn't rugby happen? Soccer? Oh, gosh. PWHL playoffs? NWSL? Oh, my gosh. AUSL? God, I'm going to have so much stuff to talk about. I'm going to be, keeping tabs over the summer. My notes app for spring break was so long, and again, took me multiple episodes to keep up with because heated rivalry happened over break, which I know isn't women's sports, but it's gay, so I talk about it. Because that's what this has become. It's become Olivia Yaps About Gay Stuff Hour because this episode's really gonna be that. It's gonna be a lot of that. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do this summer. It's gonna be sad. I'm probably gonna what I'm honestly hoping to do is have a more because listen, y'all, I feel okay, I hate to dog on being a comm major, but sometimes I do feel like some of my classes are, well, not this semester, but last semester, most of my classes were like light work. So really the brunt of my work every week was writing my podcast episode. This semester, I haven't had like as much time because I have a lot of writing assignments this semester because that's just the classes I picked, which I love that. That's what I want to do. So it's like perfect. But I feel like I've had less time to focus on my podcast. And that could also be due to the fact that most of my free time is spent reading Paige Becker's fanfics or smut on my Kindle. So that could be my fault, but I'm choosing happiness. I do love to write my podcast, but it's like a lot of work. And most of it, like I end up writing something out, and then I just have to like end up like just redoing it by like Wednesday. I record on Thursdays. Like by Wednesday, I'm having to like add stuff in or like completely rewrite stuff because stuff genuinely happens that fast. And that's like, it's really fun though, because then I'm like, okay, I said this at the beginning of the week and now this has happened. So I guess it's kind of fun. But I want to get better over break about like having like a, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's an easy word. Having like an already like formatted episode that I can kind of like fill in the blanks, but I also really like just yapping and just talking and letting like my opinions take over because I think that's really like fun. And it's fun for me to record if I kind of just like let myself yap, which is what I'm doing right now. But I don't know, like we'll see what happens over the summer. A lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to talk about. Oh my gosh. And then I'm also kind of excited because I feel like the summer is, and this is in regards to my radio show, Beyond the Net. I feel like the summer is like a really interesting time when it comes to my music taste because when I'm home, like I'm gonna listen to more country music. And I hate to say it, genuinely I hate to say it, but I feel like my music taste might get dull over the summer. So I need to like be on top of like introducing myself to like new bands, staying with like the Chicago base because I'm going home for the summer. So I cannot be letting that dry music take over my Spotify because sometimes I feel like it do be taking my Spotify. So, and I want that Spotify rap to be clean. Like I think Treaty Oak was in my top 10, which is a country band, and I was like, ooh, that's literally embarrassing. I mean, they make good music, but like country music, like in the big city, like that's just no. I can't let the people of UIC radio be knowing I listen to that. But whatever, y'all. It's all about being performative. That's all I am, bro. Oh my gosh, not only do I have to make, oh, that's devastating. Not only do I have to make a CD for my podcast, I also need to make one for my radio show. If you're listening to this and you've never been in the studio or the podcast, I haven't FaceTimed you and shown you the studios. Everyone makes CDs for their show, and I haven't done either yet. I haven't done my podcast or my radio show, and I'm just now realizing that I need to do one for my podcast, which is devastating. I think there's some blogs in here too, which I don't have a blog. Also, I wrote a blog, which should be coming out at some point. I mean, like, I'll tell y'all when it comes out, but I wrote a blog for, like, every semester, DJs and podcasters have to write a blog, and then bloggers do podcasts. And I am really excited because I did mine about the CBA negotiations, and we're definitely going to be talking about that later because a lot has happened. But, okay, that's enough about whatever I was just talking about. Y'all. This is like, yeah, okay. This is like my life update that I've been doing lately because it's really fun. I was recently told that if I could like air out my love life on my podcast, that'd be super entertaining. Or I could quite literally do Femme Playbook and then also have my own podcast about my love life. And it'd be pretty hilarious. But I'm not going to like air people out like that because that'd be bad. I couldn't even like censor, like I could censor names, but who knows? Like, who knows who would be listening to that? And that's just like, no, that's got to be like some sort of violation of privacy. So I wish I could do that. I do it as much as I can in my little like life update portion. But yeah, I couldn't be doing that. That'd be so messy. Y'all know how messy lesbians are. Like, I could not be doing all that. Y'all, this weekend I became re-aware because I knew of its existence already. The 16 personality quiz again. I did it in high school and I never like documented. I didn't even think I like hadn't like I don't even know what email. I probably used my high school email to like send me my results because it might have been an assignment if I'm being honest. But I did the 16 personality quiz again. And if you haven't done it, dude, like it literally airs you out. Like let me read like a portion because I felt disrespected to the umpth degree because of this stupid freaking personality quiz. And my dad was like, it can't like fully demonstrate your personality. But I was like, oh, like this is too real. Okay, let me find it. Where is she? Okay. So I got ENFP. I'm a campaigner and it's under the diplomat. Like there's 4. There's like diplomat, sentinel. God, I don't remember the other ones. There's like 4 of those, and then in each one there's 4 personalities. And I got under diplomat, I got campaigner. And it really aired me out. So this is the part that really gagged me. Was the relationship part. So it says, wow, this is devastating. I'm not even gonna read the positive part because like it's fine. It's like you're warm and enthusiastic, which I know, but like it's the negatives that gagged me to silence. However, your need for independence can sometimes clash with your desire for close relationships. You may struggle with feeling tied down or with partners who don't share your zest for life and new experience. Finding the balance between connection and freedom is the key for your relationship satisfaction. The right relationships will enhance your life without dimming your spark. They'll encourage your growth while providing the grounding you sometimes need. So if you don't know me well enough, then that like gagged me to filth. Like that, I got read to absolute filth. That is like, oh wow. That just like, it honestly, like after I read it, I just had to like sit for a second and like think. And then I read it to my roommates and they were like, yeah. So if y'all like, go take the 16 personalities because I promise you will be entertained no matter what. So what else? Oh my gosh, guys, guess what? This doesn't matter. Like, it's a women's sports. But it's gay. I got my Lala tickets. And if you don't think Lala is gay, you're wrong. Because I feel like a majority of the people at Lollapalooza at least identify as like queer. Like bi, queer, like that kind of thing. Like they're at least some percentage of gay. But I got my Lala tickets. And so basically what happened is I was in my professional writing class. And we're doing these presentations. So I was like trying to be respectful. But my roommate sent me like 5 text messages. And it was like, dude, literally like they're in all caps. It's really funny. Let me find it. She said, in all caps, 10:41 one-day tickets out. Charlie and Zara on the same day and Smashing Pumpkins. You won. And 5 Sauce and Lorder on Thursday. I'm so locked. So I get that text message at like 10:40 and they said tickets are at 10:45. So at like 10:43 I'm still sitting at my like desk in class and I go on the wait list because I was like this could be really bad or it could be super easy. So I'm sitting on the wait list. Class gets dismissed at 45. So it officially starts. I'm still in the wait list. I walk back to my room. I'm still on the wait list. I get all of my roommates on board. I am still on the wait list. I think I was on the wait list for like 25 minutes. So at that point, since I was gunning for Friday, I was like, oh, I'm cooked. Like this is not happening. It's fine. Like I had like backup days. I was like, here's my rank. I think my rank was like Friday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Like that's what I was willing to do. And I was like, it's going to be fine. Like I'll just go for Thursday. Like if anything, I'll be there the same day as my roommate. Like it would be fun. And I open it and I get, you get like 7 minutes to pick before like they pass it on to the next person. Or like you're kicked out. And I put Friday, it was like finding ticket. And I was like, oh God, it's going to tell me that there's no tickets. And I just need to like brace for impact. And there was in fact tickets and I got my Friday ticket and I'm so excited. This will be my 4th year at Lala. So like I'm well versed and I've never had this much of a struggle getting tickets. I think my first year I got tickets in July. My second year I got tickets in like May or June. And then last year I got tickets a day after they dropped. And then like immediately after they sold out. But yeah, this year it was like literally within like a few hours, almost all of the tickets were sold out. I think Sunday's the only day left. But with that being said, I'm going on Friday. So the headliners are Charlie XTX and the Smashing Pumpkins, which were the 2 people I wanted. I was like, okay, like if Charlie is one day, that's going to be the day I gun for. But if the Smashing Pumpkins are one day and Charlie's is sold out, then I go for the Smashing Pumpkins. I saw they were on the same day and I was like, oh my gosh, like these are going to be gone immediately. And yes, that was like one of the big days people were gunning for, but I didn't know there were so many John Summit fans because Thursday also sold out really fast. But yeah. So let me read y'all like just like some of the names because it's gas. So after Charlie and Smashing Pumpkins, Lil Uzi Vert, Youngblood, Major Lazer, Not for Radio, Zara Larson, Suki Waterhouse, Mustard. Who's some other people? That I like Mother, Julia Wolf. Oh gosh, yeah. Finn Wolfhard, the Army, the Navy, Paloma Morphe, Chicago Made, and Whitney were like the names I knew. Yeah, like I'm so excited. 4th year, babe. Like we're going on year 4. I'm so pumped. I'm going by myself again. I went by myself last year and ended up meeting with Kamari, and it was super fun. And we're doing that again. I'm gonna be by myself this year, and it's fine because it's really fun. But I'm excited, girls. I'm so excited. So that's it with like my life update. But yeah, getting Lolla tickets was absolute hell. And if you don't have them right now, you're probably not gonna get them. Sorry about it. How about damn apples? But yeah, I got my tickets. So how about that? I saw a girl on TikTok being like, "You should have to be a Chicago citizen to go to Lolla." That would be the dumbest thing ever. Listen, I am a first-year Chicago citizen, Chicago resident, and would be the right word, I guess. And the 3 years before that, I went and it was fine. It's just gaining more and more and more popularity. Like, it's going to become Coachella, and I'm going to be really upset about it. But if Lolla has been this good for this many years, I'm hoping, like, Coachella keeps its people and Lolla gets its people. But, like, I feel like the more years I go, the more influencers that are there, the more it is, like, Coachella. And, like, the crazier it gets. But we'll see, y'all. Music festivals all are, like, low-key the same. Especially Lolla. Like, it's popular. Like, everyone knows about Lolla. So, it's going to be pretty mainstream. But I'm excited. Okay. So, for broadcasting Beckers, we got a lot. This is going to take me a minute. We've got a lot to, go into today. A lot to dissect. So the first thing is that for the first time since 2018, UConn was the first seed in March Madness. Also, while she's sitting in the room next to me, Kamari Cruz didn't know that there was a women's March Madness, which is super concerning. If you didn't know there was a women's March Madness, something ain't right. Because there is, and you should do your bracket because it's fun. But yeah, they got first seed since 2018, which I didn't even know. Like, you know, you kind of like, with how UConn is, you kind of just like predict it. Like, maybe not the year before the last, but like last year, you kind of would have guessed they'd get first seed. But I guess it does like kind of add up with like all that, you know, like all their records and stuff. But yeah, so my bracket. Okay, fun fact: me and Barack Obama have almost the exact same bracket. There's like only a few differences. So we'll go with my Elite Eight and down. So for my Elite Eight, I have UConn and Vanderbilt, South Carolina and Iowa, UCLA and Duke, and Texas and Michigan. My Final Four is UConn versus South Carolina and UCLA versus Michigan, and then my top 2 is UConn and UCLA. And then my winner is UConn, obviously, because, like, big dubs. Like, UConn's going to win. There's literally no question about it. But I'm forced all of my roommates to do brackets, so I'm going to read y'all their brackets. And if you don't understand it, like, I will explain it to you. Like, I'll tell you what seed each of them is, just so you understand, like, the level of these brackets. Addie did pretty good. We got UConn and Duke. UConn's won. Well, like, yeah, I'll do Final Four. UConn and South Carolina, which are both... Is South Carolina first seed? Yeah. So, UConn and South Carolina, which are both first seed, so that makes sense. And then, which, like, I understand that there's upsets, but, like, some of them are outrageous. So, she also has Duke and Alabama. Alabama is 8 seed, so that's, like, a lot of faith, but I appreciate, like, ride or die, I appreciate it. And Duke's 3, so I could see them very well making that. So for Chloe's is my favorite. Because, okay, so I gotta explain this a little bit. Okay, so Western Illinois University, is a really small university. Like, I was very shocked to see them on the March Madness bracket point blank. Let's see what seed they are. And they're actually, like, not a bad seed. So I was kind of shocked. Where is she? 13. So like, they did okay. I'm proud. But like my dad went to college there. Like it's pretty small. Not great sports, so I was shocked to see them. But Chloe has Western Illinois in the Final Four against Arizona State. Arizona State, let's find its seed here. I wish I had them in front of me. I have like pictures of them. Arizona State's 10th seed, and she has Western Illinois beating Arizona State. And then we got Princeton. I should have wrote this down. Princeton is 9th seed. Whoa. Oh, I got a weird demo. Never mind. Princeton is 9th, and she got Rhode Island against Princeton, and they're 11th, and she has Princeton against Western Illinois, and Princeton winning. So I think that one is my favorite. We talked about mine. Lily's, so these are all my roommates, by the way, which I talk about them, so it's okay. Lily's got UConn, first seed, obviously, and USC. Where is USC? Oh, I see. They're 9th seed. She's got UConn and USC. She's got UConn winning that. And then we've got Virginia, which she just wrote as Virgin, which is like really, really cute. Virginia, where are they? Put your hands up and dance. Yeah, I wanna dance all night long. Where is Virginia? Where'd you get that? Oh, she wrote Villanova as Virginia. So Villanova, who's the 10th seed, she has against Kentucky, which is 5th. And then she has Kentucky winning that, and she has Kentucky beating UConn for the championship. Wow. Virginia being Villanova is hilarious. I didn't catch that. Okay, and then we've got KK. She's got Syracuse. Where's Syracuse? They're 9th seed. I can't even read that last one. Wait, let me find it. Against South Dock State? Oh, South Dakota. Wow, I'm stupid. South Dakota is 11th seed. I can't read that. And she has Syracuse winning that against UCLA, which is 1. First seed, and then where's Oregon? And Oregon against UCLA, and she has UCLA winning, which Oregon's 8th seed, and then she has UCLA taking it all. I'd say my favorite is probably Chloe's with Western Illinois, because she said she liked the name, which is a classic. Yeah, she has Western Illinois beating UConn in the Sweet 16. So that was probably my favorite one, because I was like, oh wow, like we're really being fully accurate right now. Okay, well, I'll update you guys. I'm going to be running points. I think like most of the games are happening. First round and second round are happening while I'm gone for break, and then the Sweet 16 is going to be happening while I record next week's, and then everything else that follows is kind of like I think the championship is the night I'm recording. So you might get like a live, I mean, it won't be live, but I might get a live reaction to who wins, which is going to be UConn because we're locked. Their odds were like really good. Their betting odds. So I'm locked. But yeah, that's the brackets. I'll keep y'all updated on everybody's points. I could be really cocky and then do a really bad job because I'm super bad at brackets. I never have quite enough upsets, which is the worst. Upsets are so annoying. I saw the men's basketball bracket in High Point like had a major upset against, I think it was Wisconsin. Devastating upset. And High Point is continuing to the second round, which is insane. Freaking High Point University, not even real. Look it up. Like it's the fakest university ever, but whatever. We don't care because it's boys. Okay. So actually this is really funny because in my notebook, I wrote down quite literally radio silence about CBA. What the F, bro? So y'all, yesterday at like 8 a.m., which for whatever reason, I had like checked my phone before I completely woke up. What was the first post I saw? The first post I saw was Overtime Women's Basketball. They posted a new CBA has been signed. Manhattan, the WNBA, and WNBPA reached a tentative verbal agreement for a new collective bargaining agreement early Wednesday morning. So y'all, after debating this and talking about it my whole entire podcast, we finally have a new CBA agreement, and it's actually really, 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 really good. So I'm going to go over a few things. But yeah, like I was like jumping up and down, like couldn't believe it, because it just genuinely worked out so well, and they got such good stuff. Like let me just go ahead. So here's a few details. Okay. So the new salary cap starts at 7 million and it was 1.5. Average revenue share of nearly 20%. And I've explained this before. It started at 9.3. They were asking for 30 and they got 20. So, you know what? Still not super happy about that, but they got it up. The Supermax is starting at 1.4 million and the average salary in a range of 600,000, minimum of above 300,000. So I screenshotted one. I think that was today I screenshotted that. Okay, yeah. So here's comparing. I said then 1.5 million salary cap to now 7.7 million. Then 250,000 Supermax to now 1.4 million. Then 120,000 average salary to now 600,000. And then 66,000 minimum salary to now 300,000. And I think Paige's contract was like 73,000 for each year for 4 years. So that's really gonna look a lot different. But yeah, absolutely crazy. So this is gonna take me a second to read, but let me read this. So this is what the WNBPA released after like the news had broke. And then they also tagged Nika Aguamike because she's the president. But yeah, they said March 18th, 2026. We've always believed that this game grows. The players who power it must grow with it. That belief brought us together, not just for ourselves, but those who built this league and those who will carry it forward. We challenged one another, we listened, and we stayed at that table when it mattered most. This CBA delivers on that commitment. For the first time, player salaries are tied to a truly meaningful share of league revenue, driving exponential growth in the salary cap, increasing average compensation beyond $500,000, and raising the professional standards across facilities, staffing, and support. It strengthens housing and retirement and expands resources for family planning and parental leave. It redefines what it means to be professional in this league. This agreement is a direct result of our players' commitment to ownership of their value and their future, and the strength of the player-led union. It is an honor to represent this group of women, and we continue to push forward, raising the bar for all women across sports and beyond. Thank you to our fans who understood what was at stake, stood with us, and never stopped believing. Now we get back to work for ourselves and the game we love. I know they released like a league timeline, and let me see if I can find that because I feel like that was important because they did say that there would be major setbacks. So it's actually pretty normal. So March 18th is obviously when the new CBA agreement was reached. April 1st through 6th is the expansion draft for the Toronto Tempo and then Portland. I don't remember their name. Sorry. April 7th through 18th is the free agency, which we'll get back to because it's crazy. And then April 13th is the draft. April 19th, training camp begins. And then April 25th through May 3rd are the preseason. And then May 8th is the tip-off. June 1st through 17th is Commissioner's Cup. June 30th is Commissioner's Cup Championship. July 24th to 27th is All-Star Weekend in Chicago. And then September 1st through 16th is the FIBA break. And then September 24th... What? Never mind. September 24th, 2026 is the regular season is over, and then the 27th of September, the playoffs begin. So it's actually pretty normal. And I'll also be able to talk about the playoffs because I didn't think it was that late. But yeah, like we're good, y'all. Like we're good. Beautiful. Truly. I did want to talk about the free agent though, because a ton of people were like posting their because the list is literally insane. I'm going to read y'all the list and you're going to be flabbergasted. But the list of free agents is crazy this year. And a bunch of people were like posting their like their predictions. And I don't really like have any predictions, but I wish I did. So here's the list of free agents and it's going to blow your mind. And it's going to take me a while too. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Plum, Nafisa Collier, Jewel Lloyd, Kalia Copper, Arike Ogunbale, Jackie Young, Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, Emma Messiman, Gabby Williams, Setu Sabali, Alyssa Thomas, Natasha Howard, Brittany Griner, Brianna Jones, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Marina Mabry, Kayla McBride, Maisha Hines-Allen, Derica Hamby, Dejanay Carrington, Natasha Cloud, Ariel Atkins, Tiffany Hayes, Chelsea Gray, Nika Aguamike. Guys, when I tell you I'm not even a third of the way done. Azura Stevens, Jonquel Jones, Brittany Skies, Jordan Canada, Ezzy Mbeger, Alicia Clark, Courtney Vandersloot, Betnijah Laney Hamilton, Courtney Williams, Stephanie Dolson, Tina Charles, Alicia Gray, Rebecca Allen, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, Alana Smith, Kia Nurse, Natisha Heidman, Ray Burrow, Michaela Onionware, Bridget Carlton. Okay, I'm almost done. Sammy Whitcomb, Kayla Thornton, Monique Billings, Kia Stokes, Elizabeth Williams, Tayashi Harris, Damiris Dantas, Megan Gustafson. I know I didn't pronounce that right. Rachel Bannum, what's the crazy one? Sydney Colston, Timmy Fagbennel, Lindsay Allen, Katie Lou Samuelson, Dana Evans, Julie Alleman, Brianna Turner, Stephanie Talbot, Dewana Bonner, Rhea Hartley, Odyssey Sims, Jessica Shepard, Isabel Harrison, Erica Wheeler, Tiffany Mitchell, Kennedy Burke, Emma Cannon, Erin McDonald, and Jade Melbourne. So I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of like moving around. Because I know a lot of people wanted to see the end of like super teams, and I have a feeling that's gonna happen, honestly. But that's wild. That's a big list, and I'm kind of scared. Y'all. So, that's terrifying. What else? Like, yo, me and Barack Obama's brackets. Like, wait, let me pull up a comparison, because it's low key like very similar. Because I was low key feeling about insecure. Well, no, shoot. He has Texas winning through Michigan, because I'm feeling insecure about my Final Four, because everyone has Texas beating Michigan so that they advance to the Final Four, and I have Michigan beating Texas, and that was my one like big set that was my one big upset that I like sat on for a while, because I was like, that could be a really dumb upset, but I kind of want to see like what happens. I'm not gonna change it because now it's locked, but like I could change it tonight, but I don't know, bro. I don't want to like. Listen, y'all, I went back and forth. I looked at records. I looked at teams they played, whatever. And I ended up settling on Michigan because they have a female coach instead of a male coach. And that was my tie break, even though because I was like, this could genuinely be an upset. Like, I could genuinely see this happening, because Texas is first and Michigan is second seed. And so I was like, oh, like that could happen. And I kind of want to see it happen. So I don't know, yo. But yeah, we have some similar. Who else? I had one similar with someone else, and I wish I screenshotted it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all! Remember that petition it's still linked in my bio, I think. That petition that I linked for the Marshall Swimming and Diving team I talked about. It was a women's team that was getting taken off the docket. It got reinstated because of all of the petition signatures and because Coach Jackie like called him out. And I'm really excited about it. Yeah. And then another random thing I wanted to talk about was FIFA rules women's teams must have a woman as a head or assistant coach. And for whatever reason, people are really up in arms about it. Like, women are up in arms about it, which is the dumbest thing ever. Someone said, like, yes, we want women coaching, but it doesn't sit right that FIFA is requiring it. Okay, why? And then someone said this would be great if it moved to college coaches too, which is true. I feel like that was like definitely the level to start at, because I feel like FIFA doing this is such a shock factor, and that's why people can't quite like digest it, which is still like really stupid. But then someone said, love women coaches, but we need more. But do we want FIFA making rules that only apply to women's teams? FIFA has given us absolutely zero reason to trust their motivations. I don't know. Like why? Like, what's the big issue? That's what I'm not understanding. Like, why is this such a problem? I feel like women should be coaching more, especially in women's sports. Also, this was really funny. Coach Jackie posted a video, and she was talking about how like she calls the WNBA the WNBA and the MNBA the NBNA because MNBA, because it frustrates her so much that we say NBA, or like on like TV guides it says college basketball and women's college basketball. Because, like, what do you mean? Like, it's men's college basketball and it's women's college basketball. It's MNBA and it's WNBA. Like, it makes sense. If you're going to put the W in front of the NBA, put the M in front of the NBA. Like, it makes more sense. And everyone in the comments was like, oh, you're just rage baiting. Like, you're just doing that to, like, be more powerful. And Jackie was like, actually, I'm really not. Like, it makes more sense because it can be really confusing if you're looking for women's sports and it just says NBA or it just says college basketball, because then you have to look through all of those. And then it turns out they're all men's games. Like, I find that so frustrating. Or, like, the fact that I even have to preface my, like, when I'm talking about, like, March Madness, I have to say, like, women's March Madness. Okay, if I have to say women's March Madness, I should also have to say men's March Madness. Like, it really doesn't make any sense. But, you know, people are always going to battle that, I feel like, which is so stupid. Like, I don't get it, but whatever. What was I going to say? Oh, y'all, literally, I haven't even got to the main episode topic because I feel like the CBA thing was such a huge thing I needed to talk about. But the topic of this episode is Masc Lesbians of women's sports. And now that I'm, like, kind of on crunch time, like, got, like, 15 minutes left, I can talk about that. So let's get into it. Okay, so first, let me give y'all my list. And, like, as I'm talking about this, I need you guys to, like, actively, like, look up pictures. I need y'all to be, like, on your TikTok grind, like, looking up, like, edits of these people, because it really does matter. Like, you just, like, gotta know. Because how I found some of the sports, I was like, okay, immediately I know this player I want for this one and this one. Like, because, like, those are the people I have crushes on. But some of them I'd be, like, rugby edits. And it would be, like the first person that popped up, I'd be like, okay, and that's my pick for rugby. Like, I was, like, very strategic. So here's my list, okay? So for basketball, because listen, y'all, I think that Paige is, like Butch. Like, I think Paige is not, like, Masc. I mean, she can identify however she wants. But she has always described herself as, like, masculine and feminine. Like, she's STEM. Like, she's, like, well, not STEM, because that's stud. She's, you know, she's butch. Like that, like, she's butch femme. Like, she's not, like, you know, she calls herself uncty because she has that, like, Masc femme style. So I was like, oh, I can't pick Paige because she's not, doesn't identify as Masc. But you know who does? Emily Enxler. So Emily Enxler is my pick. And we'll talk about all these people. Like, I'll get into it. Okay, for soccer, I already immediately knew who I wanted to talk about, and it's Ann-Katrin Berger. And she is, like, a vet, y'all. Like, she's so sexy. Like, as I'm saying these people's names, like, you genuinely need to be looking at pictures so you can agree with me, okay? And then for hockey, it was, like, a really obvious pick to pick CJ, Uncle Siege, Carly Jackson, absolute icon. They are the Masc icon of the PWHL for so many reasons, and we'll talk about it. For rugby, y'all, rugby was hard because I wanted it to be, like, people that I think are attractive as well as people that identify as Masc and are out. And, like, I had, like, 3 options for rugby, and I picked Kristen Bitter. A lot of y'all probably don't know Kristen Bitter, so look up a picture. Like, you might be able, like, if you listen to me yap enough, you know who these other people are. Kristen Bitter, you might not know as well. And then for baseball and softball, because I was going to do one for baseball and I was going to do one for softball because we have the new what is it? Women's National? Yeah, WNBL. Yeah. We have that new league. And so I was like, oh, I could do baseball and softball. Well, listen, y'all, I consulted Addie, my roommate, who is very into softball because she's a good little softball player herself. I was like, do you know of any that aren't this person? Do you know of any softball players in the AUSL that are Masc and that I would be into? And she was like, not really. So with that being said, for softball and baseball, because they played at Ole Miss, I picked Ashton Lansdell. And we'll talk about them more. Or we'll talk about her more because she's sick. But yeah, those are my picks. So we got basketball, Emily Enxler, soccer, Ann-Katrin Berger, hockey, CJ, Carly Jackson, rugby, Kristen Bitter, and baseball and softball, Ashton Lansdell. And I was gonna do football, but it was the same thing. Like, I couldn't find someone that I, like, really wanted to put. So I was like, like, it's fine, y'all. But yeah, those were the sports I picked, and, like, there's definitely more I could have written down. I probably could have even done figure skating. But since it was, like, masks, I was like, okay, I want to be, like, specific. And although these people are never going to hear this, I want to be, like, respectful of how they identify. So, yeah, that's what I went with. I I'm really proud of myself for not putting Paige. I'm really proud of myself. I was going to put Zoe Boyd for hockey, but that didn't make sense because that's just not really her like identity. She calls herself a butch. So I was like that. Yeah, like I have to be respectful. So yeah, what else was I going to say, y'all? But yeah, this was actually hard, especially in the WNBA, to narrow it down. Like, I feel like there's so many more out Masc or like stud WNBA players than there are in other leagues. But I also think the WNBA has a lot more attention than these other leagues. Like rugby, it was like so hard. And I do know these players' names because I've gotten into rugby so much. But I was like, genuinely had such a hard time. Like I went to the like USA rugby roster and I was like, okay, who do I pick out of these people? And if y'all, I have a major like Masc lesbian athlete problem. I'm ridiculously attracted to Masc athletes. So this like hat, and I hate to say it because y'all, I got bad publicity for it. But I really do get bad publicity. I get bad press for that from my friends. But yeah, I'm really into those Masc athletes. Like, if you know one, if you are one, like, please text me. I actually don't. I'm protecting my peace. Never mind. But yeah, so that's why I had to do this episode because I was like, wow, maybe everyone else won't agree with me, but like, this is how I feel because personally, when I see a video of like these people or like an edit, I'm like salivating. So wow, that was way too much. I should have prefaced that this was going to be really smutty. But like mad respect because they're all very great in their sport. So like, let's get into it. Let's get into it a little. Oh, my grandma texted me. Hi. Shout out Grandma Sandy. Okay, Emily Exler. She was born in 2000. Hey. She plays in the WNBA for the Washington Mystics, and she formerly played for Fever and the Minnesota Lynx. She played basketball for Syracuse for 3 years in Louisville, for one more year. And she was a 5-star recruit by ESPN and a McDonald All-American. So like she like got the stats, y'all. Don't even worry about it. She was born in Queens, New York. She's also 6'1". And right now, y'all, type in your phones Emily Angsler, and like if you know me, you will know that I'm like freaking out because she's so hot. I think she might play internationally. But yeah, she was picked in 2022 for the Fever. She was the 4th overall pick in the 2022 draft, and I feel like she's such an underrated player. Like, not enough people talk about her. But yeah. She was waived by Fever, which is wild. And then she signed a training camp contract with Mystics. And she didn't make the final roster, but she did appear in the preseason. And then she signed a hardship contract with the Lynx and spent a month with the Lynx before she was released from her hardship contract. Currently, yeah, she plays overseas in France. And then she also played in Jerusalem in 2024. And then she also joined Athletes Unlimited Pro Basketball in 2024 for its 3rd season. But yeah, this page hasn't been updated, so that's all you're gonna get. But currently she's dealing with rumors with Haley Van Lith because they both played for 1 year together in Louisville. And I 100% believe these rumors because if you look up Haley Van Lith and Emily Angsler, like, y'all are going to be like, yeah, that's clear as day. People have literally been saying this for forever. And I'm like recently on the train of being like, oh my God, maybe they are together because I put all my attention towards Paige and AZ and then forget that there's so many lesbians in the WNBA. And I'm going to be honest, Haley Van Lith always gave me straight vibes. But, like, lately, like, she's kind of been giving that, like, gay style. Like, she's kind of been, like, giving that energy. So I'm like, okay, y'all, like, maybe, I don't know, y'all. I think there might be a thing, which is just the next ship that I'm going to obsess over. So if we get, like, little crumbs and bits and pieces, y'all, I'll obsess over it. Don't even worry about it. But with that being said, we're going to move on to Ann-Katrin Berger. And the reason I know of Ann-Katrin Berger, because I knew of her before I, like, got more into, like, the NWSL. which, to be honest, I'm not like a diehard NWSL fan like I should be. But, yeah. So, with that being said, we're going to do like 5 more minutes. So, I got to run through this pretty quick. So, Ann-Katrin Berger is a German professional soccer player or footballer, as it should be, is a goalkeeper. So, wait, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So, the reason I know Ann-Katrin Berger is because the Stud Buds did a video with Megan Rapinoe, and was it Natisha or was it one of them was like, who's that stud? Who's that butch in the net? Who's that Masc in the net? Like something like that. And Megan Rapinoe was like, oh, that's Ann-Katrin Berger. So then I was like, oh, like I gotta get on this Ann-Katrin Berger train. So she currently plays for the NWSL Gotham Football Club and the Germany national team. And she's like literally, y'all like watch her highlights, like read her stats. She is crazy. She is absolutely insane. I guess we could look at club career. She started playing, like her club career started in 2011. How old is she? 1990. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow, she's had a crazy career. I don't really have time to talk about it all that much, but Ann-Katrin Berger, y'all look it up. She crazy. She like be stopping those goals. Like she's absolutely insane. Okay, so next person we're gonna talk about is Carly Jackson. They're one of my faves. My roommate, I was telling them about this episode, and one of them was like, is Uncle Siege gonna be one of yours? And I was like, wow, you actually listened to my rambling. So shout out Lily. Okay, so Carly Jackson was born in 1997. They are a goaltender for the Seattle Torrent. They got traded this year. I think they were the Scepters first. I don't remember what year they got traded. Why can't I find it? Anyway, they graduated college in 2020, and at that point, there was no PWHL. Okay, wait. So they were drafted to the Toronto Scepters in 2023, which, yeah, their first year. And then they got signed to Seattle Torrent in the expansion draft. And that was like one people were really excited about because Carly Jackson isn't really in the net that often, but they're definitely a fan favorite because of genuinely how much aura they have and like how sexy they are. So like, look up a picture, like look in my TikTok repost, like you'll find something, you'll find some scraps. Trust. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've talked about their episode with Zoe Boyd before on No Straight Answers because it's genuinely like, it's like, it is so sexy. That episode is just like, ugh. Like, y'all gotta watch it. It's actually insane. I'm blushing right now. I'm sweating. I'm blushing. Like, I'm excited to be talking about this. Where did they play? University of Maine. Okay, they've talked about this before. Programs, when they graduated, it was the program's all-time leader in wins, save percentages, shutouts, and goals against average percentage. Are freaking insane. They played for the NWHL, which is the National Women's Hockey League. Won the Isabel Cup championship with the Toronto Six. And then that's when they went to the Toronto Scepters. But they've definitely been a fan favorite on the Torrent, which is really fun to watch because I love when people get crazy about that stuff. Because not only did they get Hillary Knight, but they also got Uncle Siege, and everyone was really excited about that. So yeah, we love to see it. So next up, we've got Ashlyn Lansdell, so softball and baseball. So I'm honestly sure you've heard of Ashlyn Lansdell at some point. She played at Ole Miss, or Ole Miss, however you freaking say it, as a softball player, and then she started playing with the what are they called? The Savannah Bananas. She was the first like woman signed the Savannah Bananas, and then the baseball league was brought around this year, and she also signed with them, Right now, I'm pretty sure she plays on the Party Animals, which is like the like rivalry team of the Savannah Bananas or whatever. And she just had like a really cool play. If you literally look up like Ashton Lansdale, Fielder, you'd probably like find the one I'm talking about because it was actually insane and like very memorable. But yeah, she's pretty young. She has a girlfriend, which is pretty. Wait, is she young? How old is she? It doesn't say when she's born. She's born in Georgia. When was she born? So what would that be? So she's my sister's age. She's like 22, 23. But yeah, that's Ashlyn Lizzo. She's so sexy. Okay, so for rugby, we've got Kristen Bitter, which let me tell y'all, the internet knows nothing about Kristen Bitter because when I was trying to find stuff, I got nothing. I literally got nothing. But she picked rugby in high school and then ended up signing to clubs, and then she signed to USA Rugby, which is like a huge deal. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty exciting. So with that being said, y'all, I think I'm gonna end the episode because I'm ready to be out of here. I'm gonna be honest. I've done enough yapping. I'm sure y'all are tired of it. So next week, literally I wrote down, boy, I don't even know what we're talking about for Femme Forward Forecast. So maybe I could convince Kayla to come on next week. We'll see about it. Again, because that's my diva queen. So boy, I don't even know. That's all y'all getting. So with that being said, stay sweaty, stay sapphic, and stay baddie on and off the field. I'll catch you next time. Same mic, same vibes, same energy. Bye.